Another youth. Hello, teenagers. James here. This week you've asked me to speak on abortion and what the Christian view is of abortion. Now, obviously, abortion is a very divisive subject. Some of you will believe something, some of you will believe another thing. It's dividing people a lot. So thanks for asking me to speak on it. So let's get on with it, shall we? Christian view of abortion. Let's get some things out of the way to avoid contention. So the first thing is rape cases, or cases where somebody has been raped and a pregnancy occurs. Now, it's not for us to judge whether that person has an abortion or not, because they've been through a horrendous time. So that baby would be inside them against their will, and we're not to judge what they do with that baby. However, what I will say about rape cases really quickly is there are emergency contraceptives, the morning after pill, which can be taken 3 days after the incident. And there is also the IUD, or the coil as it's more well known. That can be given up to 5 days after the incident happens. So if you're a victim of rape, you can get help long before you need to get an abortion, which an abortion always causes grief to the person that terminates the pregnancy, as in the one who is carrying the baby. At least, I say always, I can't be sure, but the people I know who have done it have all felt grief and remorse afterwards. Okay, so as Christians, we are pro-life. Most of us, anyway. Me, and I believe Nova, are pro-life. And the question is why? Psalm 127, verse 3 says, "Children are a heritage from the Lord. They are a reward from God." That's the version I've got. So, heritage is like an inheritance. It's a gift that God bestows you. So when I had an inheritance off my granddad, which is here, I'll show you. There's my special inheritance cabinet there. That was a gift from my granddad, which I now have and I cherish. It's a gift and a reward, something that you deserve. People deserve children. Children are not terrible things. So Psalm 127 is actually saying that children are a good thing. They're from God, and all things that are good come from God. That's why we're pro-life. There's other reasons as well, but that's why we're pro-life. We believe that everything happens for a reason. Like I said, we discount at least I discount the rape cases because they are horrendous, so I wouldn't expect people to do that. So next, when does a fetus, little baby inside you, become a person, a human being? As far as I can see, scientifically, a fetus becomes a person when the nervous system is developed. But humanly speaking, or emotionally speaking, I believe is earlier than that even. So, you know Eleanor, my little Eleanor, I'll show you a picture of her. My little naughty baby, look at her little face. She's smiling. It's my baby. Now that little Eleanor, we believed when Lisa found out that she was pregnant in 2018, June 2018, we believed that she was ectopic, which would mean that instead of the egg landing in the womb, where then the baby would develop and grow, she accidentally landed in the fallopian tube, which if Eleanor landed in the fallopian tube and grew, it would mean that Lisa would have to abort Eleanor because she'd be at risk of dying from Eleanor growing inside her. We had it checked out, and at 4 weeks old, we found that Eleanor was in the fallopian tube, and we needed to get rid of her. Now, I'm saying Eleanor's name because you need to realise that Eleanor is a real person now, and we were going to get rid of her because she was stuck in a fallopian tube. We had 2 days of praying. Lisa was in pain with it. And then we got to the Royal Gwent Hospital in Newport, and they scanned. They couldn't find Eleanor in the tube, the fallopian tube. They actually found her moved from the tube into the womb, which is a miracle. We thank God for that. And Eleanor, grew and became Eleanor. But the point I'm making is, Eleanor became human to us emotionally from the second that we found out about her. Lisa took a pregnancy test, and the doctor confirmed it. And Eleanor, my little baby, to us, she was already a human being. She already had the potential to be a little girl or boy. We didn't know which gender she would be. But as soon as we knew about her, we believed in her to be real. So, lastly, you can abort a pregnancy at 24 weeks maximum. So I'm going to show you what a 24-week-old baby looks like. That looks just like a normal baby to me. I wouldn't be happy with getting rid of that. Okay. This is the conclusion now. I'm finishing it here. I'm not telling you what to believe. If you are pro-abortion, that's up to you. If you're pro-life, that's up to you. I've been asked to explain what the Christian view is, and I've tried to do as good of an explanation as I can. I got a few things to say for the conclusion. The best way not to need an abortion is to not have sex before marriage. That's the first thing. Now, I know people who are married that have had abortions. This is a very strange subject because it's so variable. You don't know who's going to do what and what's going to do who and when and where. But the best way to avoid having to have an abortion is to not just have sex with anybody you meet, which seems to be the trend of today's 20 to 30 year olds or 18 to 30 year olds. So if you don't want to have an abortion in the future, or you don't want to choose between pro-life or pro-abortion, try not to have sex with people that you don't know with unprotected. If you do have sex with people, wear protection. Use protection. But the best way to do it is just to wait till you're married. Like the Bible says, wait till you're married to have sex with the person that you love. Make sure it's special. Make sure it's a good thing. So yes, that is the Christian view of abortion.
Now the youth!